Welcome everyone to Expat TV. My name is Amy Peterson, and here on Expat TV we take the chance to interview many expats who either work with other expats or simply share their own experience from around the world. Today's guest is Kylie, and I wanted to take a moment to introduce you to her now. Kylie is a relocation health coach, and she's also the author of the book that you can see on the screen at the moment. With over 15 relocations across 6 countries, Kylie has a long personal experience of moving as a child, solo adult, dependent partner, mum, as well as a business owner. Combined with a certification as a health coach and a background in travel and finance, Kylie works with her clients to ensure a smooth move, and she's very passionate about helping people relocate with energy and ease to let them land in their new home. When Kylie's not busy coaching clients, writing articles, courses, or books, you can find her in the kitchen creating healthy treats for her family or exploring her new surroundings with her husband, 2 daughters, and frequent visitors wherever they happen to live in the world. Welcome, Kylie, to Expat TV. So welcome back to Expat TV, to the lovely Kylie, and thanks for joining us again. We had a great conversation the other week about moving and relocating with your family, and today we're going to cover another really cool topic that I know both of us are very excited about, which is relocation and health, which is sort of how you feel when you're moving. And I know that you've been working with this for quite a while, so would you like to share with our viewers what got you into relocation and this type of coaching and this type of mindset?
Absolutely, I'd love to. Yes, so I was actually in travel for 15 years. My background was in the travel industry, and I felt it was time for change. I'd loved doing it, but it was time for a change, and I was wondering what that change was going to be. And then the week before I turned 40, when I actually felt great, I felt healthy, fit, and all the rest of it, I had an ovarian cyst burst, and it was at a very inopportune time. We were on the very first day of trekking the Milford Track in New Zealand. So that was actually a really good thing that happened, even though it was incredibly painful at the time and trying to finish that walk while in incredible pain. It allowed me to discover what had been the cause of my problems for 20 years. So for 20 years, all my adult life, I'd had migraines and fatigue, and I hadn't had any health practitioners or doctors able to pinpoint exactly what had been causing the problem. When this happened, it led me down a path of personal discovery, and it just turned out to be hormones that were a bit out of whack, and I was able to solve all those. And I thought, how did I manage to solve this when health professionals hadn't been able to? And I realized it's because I was so wanting to solve it that I could invest the time to make that happen. And I thought that there could be a person in the healthcare system that could actually take the time to really nut out those ongoing problems. Then I became a qualified health coach and was really enjoying operating that business. Then I moved to Tonga with my family, and I had to turn the business into an online business, and I decided to niche it into relocation health coaching because so many people came up to me and said, how did you move so easily? It looks like you've been here for such a long time. How did you do that? And I realized I've done it so many times. I've moved probably about 15 times now. I thought, why not combine health with my personal experience in relocation? And that's been going really well. I'm really enjoying now helping people around the world move in a healthy and happy way, because when you do move, it seems to upset the apple cart, and suddenly all the good habits you had slide, and all the poor habits like eating, junk food and comfort food and all that sort of thing seem to come in, and forgetting to exercise and all the things that keep us healthy and happy tend to slide when we move.
Absolutely. And, I couldn't agree more. I've relocated numerous times, not quite as many as you have, but I can certainly agree that, things that I notice in myself, I've always been pretty fit and healthy. I do enjoy various forms of exercise, and it's so easy when your physical environment changes around you to allow those things that you know that you need to kind of fall behind or drop a little bit. And I couldn't agree more. It's a really, really topic, which is why I really wanted to chat to you about this, because you've got this wider understanding of the health angle. So if we're talking about moving and health, and like you said, people have looked at you and gone, wow, you've made it look so easy and you look really happy and healthy and balanced. what's a key mistake that or a couple of key mistakes you see a lot of expats make when they move?
Sure. I think one of the biggest mistakes I see is just not giving it enough time. Thinking that once I get the boxes unpacked and the power connected, everything will be hunky-dory. It's more, it takes quite a lot of time to settle in, sometimes months and years. And I sort of call it the relocation roller coaster. You have a similar expression, Emmy, where it sort of everything goes well, and then you might miss a happy occasion in your other location and you plummet down, or maybe the internet doesn't work that day or whatever else. And it's finding your way to get back up again. And the tip that I like to give people is to have a happy list, because when you're down in the depths, you sort of get what makes you happy. So if you can have a list on the fridge or on your bathroom cabinet or whatever that says, I just love having a quiet cup of tea on the deck, or going for a walk, or playing in the backyard with my dog, or whatever else, and you can refer to your list of as many things as you can think of, just to bring you back up, knowing that they're going to happen again. And they're going to happen many times, for sure, but you need to have things that will just allow you to bring it back up again, and not giving yourself a hard time when you go down. That's perfectly normal to be feeling emotional in this time when so much is different. So I'd say that the top tip is give it time to settle in. It's not going quite as you expected after 3 months. Give it a bit more time. You won't know after 3 months whether this was a good choice. Give it a bit of time to settle in. Most people tell me that it's about the 12-month mark, and it differs for everybody, but it often takes about 12 months to really feel like you've got back on top of things. And I guess that leads me into the second thing, is treat it as an opportunity to become what you want to become. So yes, I'm talking about role, but I'm mainly talking about what is really important for you in your life. So if it's eating well, getting lots of exercise, being proud of what you spend your days doing, having time for things like spiritual time, creative time, make sure in your new location that you're taking your opportunity to slot all those things into your week, because it's possible that your weeks are more empty than they were in your last location, until you have lots of friends and so on to be spending time with. Excuse me. This is your opportunity to sort of think, okay, I do want to make sure I'm exercising every second day. Pop that into your week as routines. I do want to be cooking some really healthy meals. So make sure you've got time to be prepared, buying the food and preparing it as well. So I think that would be my second tip, is to take it as an opportunity to really instill some healthy habits. Not all at once, just get one going, introduce another.
I think that's a really great thing, because I think there's this natural instinct for a lot of people to want to be okay as quickly as possible. And it's almost like this timeline. So I think both of your tips are really, really useful in that sense, because I certainly know myself, it's like I want to unpack as quickly as I can, get the house in order, go for that big first food shop when you buy all the things that you used to have in the old place that you don't have now anymore, and kind of get the house kitted out and that sort of stuff. And I guess the other thing, that we spoke about the other week, which is the whole concept of, being a parent and bringing your family, or at least bringing your partner with you, is that it's so easy for some people to focus all their energy on making sure other people are okay. And I was certainly guilty of that. I relocated a few times with friends, or with my partner at the time a few years ago as well. And I remember that it was really hard, because I wanted him to be okay. And then only after a while, because much like you said, I had a lot of time. I wasn't working for a few weeks there, and I had a bit more time to myself all of a sudden. And I realized one morning, I was sitting having my coffee, I was like, I have spent the last 4 weeks making sure that he's fine. And now I'm feeling more emotional about it. And like you said, so I can certainly identify with the roller coaster, and I bet we've got viewers out there who can do the same. Are there any other sort of key big mistakes? So other than the time pressure and that sort of stuff, are there any key mistakes that people make other than the ones we've touched on that you've noticed?
I think it's also taking their issues with them, their emotional baggage, I guess. So if, for example, in one location, you're always rushed off your feet, you can never get anywhere on time, you try to cram so much into your day, you could well just take that exact thing with you as well. So I think that's a mistake, that we try to, we take our mistakes with us and our emotional baggage with us, but we can leave them behind. I think another mistake that I notice is expecting the new location to be like an old location. So they're taking the shoulds. So, oh, but I should be getting better than the service than this. Or I should be able to get my internet connected today. Or this is how it was in the last place. Why can't it be like that here? And what I've sort of noticed is it's not something you can change. You need to just roll with whatever this location can offer. And yes, I'm talking from Vanuatu too, so I'm leading into more things that might happen in a developing country, but of course there's going to be difference no matter where you go. Even change from a city to a country town will be differences or vice versa. I think it's just letting the getting used to how things are in a new location before you decide whether you like them or not.
Absolutely. Oh, I absolutely agree. And every now and then, I mean, I even see it I work with a lot of clients who move from Europe, for example, to Australia or the other way around. And people can get quite upset even with the small things, you know, like the coffee's not the same, or I can't find this specific ingredient in the supermarket. Or, you know, people are X, Y, Z, you know, this certain way. And I find it really, really fascinating. And I very often say to them, well, if you wanted the exact same thing that you had, how come you chose to move? What was your driver to move in the first place? And now in hindsight, was it more important than what you had back there? And 9 out of 10 times people get some perspective and they go, oh yeah, actually I'm really enjoying 99% of this new place. It's just that one thing that I miss.
That's right. They're focusing on the negatives rather than the positives, spinning it around. It's sometimes you don't even notice you're doing it. So that's a great suggestion, Emmy.
Yeah. One thing you mentioned, and I really want to touch on it because I know you and I both work with clients on this specific topic, is when people bring their baggage with them. And it's really interesting because I do this exercise sometimes with my clients, which is where we take out the metaphorical wardrobe and look at the old stuff, you know, like it could be an old experience that was negative, or it could have been, you know, someone sadly passing away in your family or something like that. And you bring behavior with you. It's kind of like the old, like gold pants from the 60s or something that should probably remain in the 60s and not come with you, but you keep packing it with you and bringing it on every single move and hang it up in the wardrobe metaphorically every single time. So one thing that I love to do with people is to help them clean that out, because much like you said, it's a great chance to become the version of you, whether that's, you know, your healthy habits, your healthy thinking, you know, your mindset, how you see yourself. And a lot of people go, oh, that's a bit fluffy. And I actually think, for me, when I realized this for myself, it was the core to my personal well-being in the new place. And I've seen time and time again with clients that when you go in and actually dig up the old things that they would have loved to leave behind had they just known about them, their life starts to change quite a bit. I don't know if you'd agree in what you've seen. Oops. Just had a little break then. That's okay. Can you hear me okay?
I was about to say, you can edit out.
That's all right.
Oh, will I start again? Are you recording?
Yeah, it's still recording, yeah.
Okay. I love the metaphor of the wardrobe, Emmy, that you've used, because I was just thinking I can picture the metaphor of the suitcase as well. You can put all those things in and you can send them off. You can clear it away and never to be seen again. So I think that's lovely. It's a great metaphor.
Actually, good point.
Off it goes. Maybe just send it out to sea, not to any different destination.
Well, and this is just it, because I think sometimes as people, and this is just who we are in life, isn't it, that we gather all these different experiences, but the beautiful thing about a move is that you can decide as well what's going to serve you and not serve you. And I love that your approach when you're working with clients, my understanding is that, you know, it's the wider health angle. It's not just walking, running, doing exercise, eating healthy, but it's also how you think and how you feel and, you know, space for yourself in the move. And this is something I see all the time, you know, that when people get to the stage where they've unpacked the physical wardrobe or suitcase, they get to all the emotional stuff. And then sometimes they're not ready to look at that. So they stay really, really busy doing stuff. and try to kind of push it away and go, oh, you know, we're in a new place now, that's no longer a problem. But as long as you allow it to be there and not look at it, it tends to become a bigger problem and tends to kind of grow overnight, a bit like monsters do for children. Yeah. So in terms of health and relocation, obviously being your forte, is there anything that you would really like to leave? I mean, we've had a great conversation, but is there anything in particular you'd like to leave our viewers with today? Someone's got a big move ahead of them and, you know, they're frantically packing and all that stuff. What should they think about as they go?
Sure. I think they're frantically packing. It really just needs to get down to the absolute basics of getting enough sleep, eating well, drinking enough water, and hopefully moving your body a little bit other than packing boxes. So a walk outside. So just doing what everybody knows is a healthy way to survive. I know when we first moved to Tonga, we only had 3 weeks to do it. So I was up until midnight packing and then waking up at 3 a.m. because my mind was so busy. And the only way I could solve that is to ask for help. And it was amazing. People were more than happy to help once I sort of said, I can't do this on my own, and people helped. So I think when you're packing, just trying to keep those 4 basics health steps going. But then once you get a chance to draw breath, either on the plane or in the car or whatever, however you're getting there, when you arrive, still focus on those 4 things, but also try to add in all the extra things that feed your soul, feed your body. So it's not just what's on your plate. So primarily relationships. So even if you haven't made friends yet, being open to making friendships, and that might be to start with just sitting in a cafe and having people around you, just having, you know, just starting to immerse yourself around new people. Also the other things like creative time, finding fun and joy in your life, things that make you happy, spiritual time if you can, working out what your role and your purpose is going to be in the new location. You don't need to rush into that one. You don't need to be able to say, I am such and such. You just need to, I mean, your role might be, I am supporting my family through a move. And that is perfectly enough until you need to look for more. And you want to look for more. So I think it's basically just everything that feeds me and makes me feel fulfilled as a whole. And an exercise I do with clients is to look at 12 different pieces of pie, because if one piece is out of whack, often other things are. So for example, if you hate your job, you're not going to go home and eat a nice healthy salad. You're more likely to pull past the takeaway on the way home and pick up some comfort food. So it's all about all the things that keep us balanced. So I think if you can just think, what are all the things that make me feel good? What are the non-negotiables? What have I found in previous locations make me feel satisfied as a whole? Then do that. Don't expect that to happen in the first month. Just roll into it. You've got time.
And I absolutely agree. That's absolute gold. And I wish someone would have told me this like many years ago when I started on this relocation journey and moving countries. And I think one thing that I notice as well with people, the ones who feel really good, and I always go up and I ask them, I'm like, so what specifically did you do? And the answer is very often, it's not what I'm doing, it's who I'm being. And I love that because it allows you, when you stop I mean, yes, you need routines, you need to do certain things to create these routines around you, like you said, you know, and what things around me or what activities make me feel good. But then when you get past the doing the activity and settling into like just being happy, being balanced, being in the new place, being a mixed nationality of many nations, you know, it's interesting to see how that sort of settles somehow for a lot of people. And for very many people, including a lot of clients that I've worked with, I think people don't know the distinction between being and doing until they're in the being headspace. So
I am such and such, and giving ourselves a label that we forget all the other little tags. We don't say I am this, but you don't go around saying I'm feeling balanced, but that's really what you feel, what you want to be. I'm feeling joyful, I'm feeling satisfied, I'm feeling grateful. Yes, that's lovely.
And I guess that's the one little thing that I've noticed for a lot of people, and you touched on it just then, is gratitude. So what I encourage a lot of people to do, and I've done it for years myself, is I write a gratitude journal every day. And I think for people, especially on the move, it can really help with the wonderful tips that you've given people today as well, is to have that perspective of gratitude, even if it's a small thing like, I'm grateful that that person in the cafe today struck up a conversation and we talked about something, or, you know, I'm really grateful that I went to the market and I found all the fruits and veg that I wanted, or anything like that. And gratitude as well can really help you connect with the people you might be missing back home. So you can be grateful for past and present experiences at the same time. Yeah, I think like you touched on it before, gratitude is so important as well to be happy and balanced, because if we're not grateful, then, you know, we tend to be striving for something else. So cool. Well, that's amazing. Do you have any final words of wisdom on the note of health and relocation for our viewers today?
I guess I'd just say it is possible to move feeling healthy and happy and capable and confident. Just allow yourself to enjoy the journey. Don't keep looking for what's going to happen when this, if this, when I achieve that. Just enjoy, as you say, be grateful for every day and whatever's happened that's been good in your day.
That's fantastic advice. Thanks so much, Kylie. So this is obviously, to all the viewers out there, this is Kylie's forte. So I'll put up a link at the end of this video so you can connect with Kylie, find out more about all the tips and tricks she's got around how to be happy and healthy when you move, as well as her book that also covers this topic in more depth. So thanks so much, Kylie, for taking the time out today to be on Expat TV, and we really look forward to seeing how you go and following your next move with your family as well.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Emmy.
Thank you. See ya.
Thank you, Kylie, for that conversation. That was really, really cool. And I trust as a listener you enjoyed it as much as we did. If you want to connect with Kylie and ask any questions or find out more about what she does, you can hop on her website, relocationhealth.com. And you can also find the details about her book there on her website. And I want to really say thank you so much to Kylie for taking the time to be with us on Expat TV today, all the way from overseas. And until we meet again, happy travels.